Coming up on CityView, Mayor Steve Adler, along with other dignitaries, signed an agreement to wipe out the AIDS epidemic by 2030. Community partners come together to celebrate the living history and continued legacy of East Austin. And patients at Dell Children's Hospital get a special visit from some super friends. Hi, thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Carol Barish. City officials, the Austin Police Department, and community members attended Austin's 9th police chief swearing-in ceremony Friday afternoon. Brian Manley, who served 19 months as interim police chief, was sworn in by Judge Cliff Brown of the 147th Criminal District Court.
There's probably not a better place we could be today for the swearing in, because this is where I gained my real interest for law enforcement. I took a course here called Street Law. I believe I was a junior, and it was a study of law enforcement. And that course had me do a ride-along with an Austin police officer, and that really set me on the path to join the Austin Police Department.
Manley is the first homegrown chief in 4 decades to lead Austin's police department. APD has approximately 2,000 members in their police force. As one of the country's fastest growing metro areas, Austin is experiencing growth pains when it comes to affordable housing for moderate income households. That's why the city's Department of Neighborhood Housing and Community Development has helped to develop a number of programs to help moderate income Austinites realize the dream of affordable home ownership.
How do you put a value on home, sweet home? It's a familiar picture of a growing town, but for some, the pain of growing
lower payments
amounts
to
a heavy decision.
I guess more reasonable.
For new buyers,
It's something to call my own.
like Juanita Vargas,
I mean, the money that I put into renting, I can put into owning. I guess I've grown up a little bit in this past 2 years.
the expense of growth
Taxes and everything are going up for a lot of people.
is hard to allocate.
My parents, in fact, their taxes have gone up. They've lived here in Austin, in East Austin, for a long time, and a lot of people are having to move out, and it hurts them. It hurts us too.
She grew up on 2nd and a Half Street, works on 2nd Street, her family's on 2nd Street.
The Guadalupe Neighborhood Development Corporation is all about community preservation.
She's got ties to this area.
Cassandra Ramirez, Assistant Director of the Guadalupe Neighborhood Development Corporation, has seen this
Sort of an island of affordability.
transform from a brownfield to a net zero neighborhood.
How you're able to make that affordable is that you're not mortgaging the land costs. And I can tell you these lots appraised roughly between $120,000 and $160,000 when they were just vacant lots. So that amount's not getting into the mortgage.
Opportunity
I bank down the street, so I saw the sign,
led to the chance
kind of inquired about it,
Vargas was looking for.
and then I signed up. I filled out application.
So basically what we're going to do today is I'm going to go over all of your closing documents. The majority of the information you already know.
It was a lot of paperwork.
With the stroke of a pen, this labor of love
So if you'll sign there, acknowledging as the homeowner.
was finally done.
Believe it or not, you're all done.
Well,
Survived it.
yeah,
Unlocking her future to a place she can now call
a place to call my own.
home, sweet home.
Community land trusts are a long-term path for continued affordable housing by preserving and enhancing moderate-income housing and developing unused spaces for community needs. For more information, visit austintexas.gov/housing. Austin is committed to ending the AIDS epidemic. That's what Mayor Steve Adler said this week as he and Travis County Judge Sarah Eckhart signed the 2014 Paris Declaration, which puts Austin on the fast track to end the AIDS epidemic. In 2016, there were 4,716 Austin-Travis County residents living with HIV infection. An additional 987 people are estimated to be infected but don't know they have the virus. Despite progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS, the virus continues to spread. Austin now becomes the second city in Texas to sign the Paris Declaration.
We can no longer stand by and just watch the epidemic continue, especially when solutions exist.
Austin and Travis County are now committed to achieving the UN AIDS 90-90-90 treatment target. When we achieve these targets, we will be on track to end the AIDS epidemic by 2030. Recently, a historical Heritage Pride Prosperity Plaque series was unveiled at the intersection of East 12th Street and Chacon.
Last off.
Metro-led installation was a collaboration between over a dozen community partners, including the East 12th Street Merchants Association and the City of Austin Economic Development Department's Solely Austin program. The series shares historical plaques and photos that honor and memorialize the living history and continued legacy of East Austin and of the East 12th Street Business District.
Being a fifth-generation Austinite, continuing the history is so important, making sure that individuals who come to this community know who built the community and some of the historical things that happened and why it's here.
I think when people come by here, they should stop, reflect, and realize that a lot of people have come before and done very important things for the community, and we should always remember everyone when we make big policy decisions going forward.
I think this is the beginning of a very rich and vibrant future for the community, and I want to say that Cap Metro, City of Austin, the University, the Merchants Association all really leaned into the process. They were comfortable with being uncomfortable about it, and were really willing to put the real heart and mind into it to make it work.
You can check out the series at East 12th Street in Chacon and check out the stories and photographs behind the artwork by visiting capmetro.org/12th and Chacon. On a hot early June Sunday, more than 600 people were learning how to keep it cool at the 22nd annual Cool House Tour. This signature event, produced by Austin Energy Green Building and Texas Solar Energy Society, is a resource for learning how to live comfortably in the Central Texas climate. The self-guided tour featured high-efficiency homes, a mixed-use condo development, and a neighborhood community center. Attendees had the opportunity to visit with the homeowners, architects, builders, and other project team members about sustainable design and construction. Austin Energy representatives were also on hand to share information about programs that help homeowners save energy, choose solar or wind power, and drive electric vehicles.
The whole purpose of green building and sustainability is to have a more livable house, or a more livable building, more usable building. Green building is all about having a better place to work, live, or play.
For more information on this year's tour homes, visit coolhousetour.com. Austin Energy partnered with TxDOT to close a portion of State Highway 130 in Pflugerville. The purpose of the closure was to help install the first new transmission line built by Austin Energy in 4 years. Growth in the area has placed nearby transmission circuits at an increased risk of overloading and creating outages. Since January, Austin Energy crews have been hard at work repowering North Austin with the construction of a new circuit which connects the Gilliland Creek substation to the Tech Ridge substation in North Austin. Austin Energy crews work together with local energy agencies to build 57 new power poles from substation to substation. The newly built lines will help to relieve nearby transmission lines during peak demand use. Once crews construct a few final poles and finish stringing the wires, the new circuit will be energized and ready to serve North Austin and Pflugerville. And finally, members of the APD SWAT team and Air Unit partnered with Dell Children's Hospital for the 4th annual Superhero Day. Dressed up as popular superheroes, officers swooped into the hospital to rescue all the toys stolen by the Joker and get them back to the kids. We followed one patient and her mom for that special day. Let's take a look.
Time
You have been here for a long while.
is measured
Oh, that's a lot of glue.
in many ways.
You're a little mischievous here. Don't pour those.
For Paxton,
Yeah, you're getting silly now.
5.
And I'm about to be 6.
that time is adding up.
So Paxton came in 6 weeks ago yesterday.
Really adding up.
I think we're at 12. Now we've had 12 trips to the operating room. I knew it was definitely an emergency. She had developed an infection, and it was in her colon, and it went through the wall into the abdominal cavity.
You see, Christine Kreider
And then did they also...
Is this calorie counts only by oral?
is not only a mom,
Why did we change all this? Because that's not what Kaiser's plan was.
she's also a nurse.
I worked in pediatrics, so we've seen that side of it. Here. But when it's your own child, it's a little bit different because I'm not prepared all the time for my own child being sick.
With Christine's knowledge,
No rash last night.
a break in time is hard to come by.
I knew the concern that the doctors had. This can be very overwhelming. It can be very overwhelming, and it can be very frustrating, even as good as she's doing.
Today is different.
It takes a lot to get you disconnected here.
Important for the mind and soul
She's definitely going to enjoy this today.
of both mother
It's crowded.
and daughter.
It is crowded.
Look, Kristen, look, the helicopter. Wasn't that neat?
Time was irrelevant for a while.
There's more. Yay!
As the Austin Police Department suited up
Batman.
and provided some much-needed relief.
Today was a huge break for her. And it allowed her to have that joy and happiness that she needs as a 5-year-old kid. It also gave Mom the chance to see my 5-year-old be a 5-year-old.
But for a few moments,
Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman.
Paxton
Wonder Woman never gives up.
Never gives up. You either, okay? We'll be Wonder Woman together. Never give up.
had the time
Bye.
to be a kid
You ready to go back to your room? Yeah?
once more.
This gave us a huge break. Huge break today.
Special thanks to all our partners for helping make this special event possible. Well, that's it for this week's CityView. I'm your host, Carol Barish. Our next episode premieres July 9th. Thanks for watching.